Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're going into a new season of Alliance War. This is season number 34, Reinforce, and we're coming off a Masters top 10 finish from last season, season 33. We have Alliance War Miss-Tic Dispersion in play as the defensive tactic, which should be interesting, and Alliance War Defiance, and I'm really excited to be able to use a lot of these champs because I think they will do really well in countering a lot of the Miss-Tic Dispersion stuff. So here's a quick preview. I only have 5 fights on this war. We were actually pretty balanced with everybody getting a bunch of fights across our battle group. We're up against Legion. Last season we did beat these guys 12-2. It was a pretty solid win. It was our best performance attack bonus wise, so we're looking to repeat that. But let's see what we got. So here's the little preview of the map. If you're interested in seeing what they placed, you can pause it, all that kind of stuff. And as far as the team that I'm going to bring in, you saw I have Thing, Warlock, and Jabari. Or not Jabari, WhMags for Jabari. So WhMags has 1 fight, Warlock has 1 fight, and Thing has 3. So they banned Ghost, Torch, and Quake with this tactic. My first fight is against Thing. So this is node 2 going up the middle on path 5. I apply the white Magneto pre-fight, the guidance, and I back all the way out, make sure it gets applied. I don't mess around with those pre-fights because I cannot trust Kabam to actually get them applied. Throw my boost, and we're just going in with Warlock. This is probably not like the typical counter, but I was assigned to this path because it was kind of filling in what we didn't have assigned, and I could have used a bunch of different champs, but this one is just really simple. Because of the force of will, you can't really use somebody like Falcon effectively on this node. I've done it before. We've assigned it and we forgot about force of will. Still, Falcon can still take this guy out. He just doesn't manage the rock stacks, and you have to deal with that. But with Warlock, all I'm doing is pretty much parry heavy, generally for all my hits. The knockdown will give me the Fury with the ebb and flow knockdown on that heavy. He becomes fully immune to all debuffs, even stuns, with the right back at it node. But with the white Magneto guidance, you can get the passives. And then I just make sure I get a heavy knockdown to get the Fury, and then throw off a special 3 when protection is not active on Thing. And then I'll be able to get some pretty solid damage because the protection will get enabled after the special 3, and so you can get solid damage with that Fury up and the protection down with the ebb and flow knockdown. So other than that, pretty straightforward fight. It's definitely not quick, but it's very safe. This is only a rank 3 thing. It wasn't even max sig. I think it was like sig 160, 170 or something. But yeah, I am able to keep the rock stacks pretty much down to 0 because every hit is applying a bleed that he's immune to, and it will, you'll give him a rock stack and then remove 3 from the bleed, and so pretty much he's always going to be down very, very, very low. There we have the Fury up, so he is at 42%. Let's see how much this does. It doesn't kill him. Now there are other champs that can do this like quicker, like Apocalypse. We were considering Apocalypse. That one was only 12%. But usually, like when we use Apocalypse, we have Cable on the team and get him for genetic code right out the gates, and the special 3s just do massive amounts of damage. Other options, Claire would be good. I only have a rank 5 Claire, and we just figured, if I happen to slip up and mess up and get hit a few times or whatever, Warlock could eat it. And I only have the 1 fight, so it's nothing too crazy. But yeah, this is going to take about 3 minutes. So we're definitely not looking for speed here. Just safe, easy fight, get it down. I didn't have a lot of other options to consider. I mean, I have a rank 3 Fury. He's unawakened, and definitely he would have worked great, I think. But we're just like, well, since you don't have the extra safety net of the LMD, let's just go with Warlock. So Warlock does the fight. 48 hits. Took a while, but it's, you know, it's a really safe option to consider. So next up, we're going on node 11. Again, we got Ebb and Flow Knockdown and Heavy Hitter. So if she goes and throws a heavy, she's going to be passively unstoppable. Again, we are applying the WhMags guidance. Apply it, back out, it's there. Okay, we're going to go in. I do throw on an 8% mutant boost for the special damage. Throw on a Power Start 1. I think both of them were pretty unnecessary, but it just helps to get this fight down quick and get out of here. The nice thing with the guidance, you get those guaranteed passive stuns. Unless you have the ensnare on you, it can fail. So I think on this next one I was not paying attention, and yeah, the parry failed because of that ensnare. But you can see as I get Prowess, I do remove her Huntress charges, which is really nice. So just WhMags is a really solid option to fight Jabari because he's bleed immune as well, and you know, his special damage is really underrated. I think he can do a lot of damage pretty quick, 15 hits, and we get her down. And then we're gonna move up. I had 6-hour boost on, and it's super nice that I got the sigil from the arena. So I'm able to get those 6-hour boosts for 10,000 gold. That's like a blessing from heaven. I mean, I love the fact that I can get those. So I move up to Doom, I apply the guidance, and then I'm just waiting for the island to open up because I have one fight there. I'm going to take my last 3 fights with Thing and throw on some science boosts to just help make it go a little bit faster. So guidance on this fight makes it really easy because the one I open, for whatever reason, it says that, you know, while stunned, damage is reflected back, but that's only for active stun debuffs. So the passive stuns, you don't get the damage back, so you can just play normal Doom. So this is shock and bleed. Thing is immune to both. You know, when the bleed phase is up, it is going to convert those rock stacks to furies. That's fine. And I just, you know, for me, I generally like to bait out special ones. You know, I do have to worry that while Hazarath is up, you know, I can't heavy or I can't throw a special because it'll get resisted. But other than that, I do like throwing the special ones. I'm generally pretty comfortable evading those. I think I do mess up on one. Yeah, right there. But I think at some point this Doom goes pretty passive and stops throwing the special one, so I ended up starting to push him to special 2. Last season I fought a Doom here, and I tried to dex the end of the special 2, and I got clipped, and the incinerate damage just about killed me. So here you can see I'm just block, and I'm just gonna block, and I dex out of the last part of it, not do like a full dex, and just to mitigate the risk of getting burnt to death. So we throw up a special 3. We're gonna come out with the Fury, the passive Fury, unstoppable, unblockable. We are going to push him over with Miss-Tic Dispersion. I wanted to make sure I didn't push him to special 3 by any extra hits because he's got a decent chunk of Miss-Tic Dispersion. But now we're at 60 Furies, we're hitting pretty hard, and I'm thinking, okay, if I probably throw if I could get 20 rock stacks, he'll be stunned, but that bleed phase is up, so that's gonna prevent me from getting all the rock stacks. And I'm just kind of waiting this out. He's being kind of passive. Throws the special 1, we dex it, and now I can't throw a special because Hazarath is up to finish it, but we can throw a special 3. So not a quick fight, but Thing does the job. He does it really well, especially with the guidance. And a rank 4 Doom put in the bin, little rock burrito there. And we're gonna move up next to node 45. It has the Hazard Shift, Shock and Bleed again, and then Nerves of Steel. The Nerves of Steel is gonna give a passive armor every, can't remember how many seconds, like every 10 seconds or something like that, and you have to hit into the block to remove those. So I put a health pot in thing to heal him up. I throw on a regen boost because I have one more fight with him, and I'm just hoping that that will kind of top me off till the next fight. And yeah, the strategy, I'm just gonna, as far as strategy goes, I'm going to do short combos at the beginning, just pretty much parry medium, and build up the rock stacks. Now if I let them expire at 20, I can just manually convert 5 of those over at a time. And the bleeds are gonna convert some. I'm gonna try to build up to a special 2, throw that with 20. It's going to be easier to throw off with 20 rock stacks when I'm in the shock phase of the Hazard Shift. And here you can see before I throw the special, I'm trying to get all those armors off so that it can hit harder and bypass all that armor resistance. Doesn't do like tons of damage. I'm not maxed out on my passive furies yet, but you know, Thing does this fight very safely. The only thing that I would ever be concerned with is, you know, if he throws a special 2, and I think I push him to a couple special 2s in this fight, but I'm going to make sure that I just block it, because if I dex, you know, and get concussion on me, that could just cause problems for the rest of the fight for a while, and it'd just be annoying. So, yeah, definitely not the quickest fight by any means. The best option here, and I've done it before, is using Nebula. She just didn't fit on the team for today, but Nebula absolutely just rinses this fight. She just does not work for Dr. Doom because he's shock immune, and that's where all of Nebula's damage comes from, is the shocks. And she would do, I think she would do pretty terrible. Maybe, I think, significantly slower than using Thing, or, you know, there are other options. You could probably use Mole Man for the Doom, Kingpin with the hoods, Synergy, but Thing works for both of these fights, and one of the main reasons why I was given this path and what I had on the boss, it was what I had on the boss island, which we're about to see. But we take him out, take some chip damage. We'll throw in another health pot into Thing. You know, it's kind of sad that we're not getting these anymore, but as far as compensation, but you know, it is what it is. So I got to, you know, play well, and hasn't been too bad. Most of it's just been chip damage here and there. And those were 2 rank 4 defenders. Now we got a rank 3 Longshot on the Combat Deja Vu Prowess, Puncture Prowess, Conflictor node on node 51. Now Longshot is a Miss-Tic Dispersion defender, so I do need to be careful that my first buff, which will be a dex, that I do 1 hit and then I back off, because that's going to trigger the miss for 4 seconds and then it goes on cooldown for 20. So once I get a dex off, 1 hit, back off, and then I can play normal for 20 seconds and then, you know, be mindful of that again. Now I took this in the off season, no problem there. I missed the evade on the dex, that was on me. So there we go, he was stunned. I did double hit, but he was stunned, and luckily I didn't get retaliated on. With the Combat Deja Vu, my strategy here is to do a parry and a light medium combo, and just alternate that. And then if I ever have to kind of shorten that because of his power gain, where maybe he's like close to special 2 or whatnot, then I will cut it short, and then the next combo I will throw a heavy and then kind of go back. So here we trigger the Combat Deja Vu, no big deal. And the nice thing, I mean, I do think Thing is probably one of the best options against Longshot, just because it's so safe. look at that 45k crit on that special too. That was pretty dang nice. But the reason why it's so safe is Longshot Special 1 can basically do nothing to Thing. Longshot Special 2 can also do like nothing to Thing. Now Longshot Special 3, if you don't have protection up, it can hit hard, it stuns you afterwards, but like the Special 1 and the Special 2 does nothing. The incinerates, the bleeds, they just, Thing bypasses all of that. He actually heals from the incinerates from the Special 2 that he throws if you got clipped, but there we go. We finish off Longshot. Pretty simple fight. Was it super clean? No, I got tagged a few times, but super easy, super straightforward. So we were doing great. We just had those 3 fights left. We had cleared all of that clean, and then the next morning we had our guy Sherry, and this is just a reminder. He went into that Mordo fight, applied some pre-fights, and they did not stick for Mr. Fantastic, and that caused a death in our battle group. So we missed the donut because we didn't have the due diligence to apply the pre-fights, back out, verify that they got checked. You know, it sucks, and I wish Kabam would actually fix that part of the game, and there's so many things to fix in this game right now, but yeah, here we're going to showcase, before I keep going down on that rant, we're going to showcase the boss takedown. We had a Knull boss, which we haven't seen, I think, ever in our battle group, and Boom is a solid player. We gave him the call to come up on boss duty. He throws on an invuln boost, missed the timing there on the heavy counter, but I think for the rest of the fight it's pretty clean, and we have Mr. Fantastic debuffs on this fight. It's gonna help with the damage from the Special 1, and just kind of prevent some of the healing and stuff with having all the debuffs and having to spare. He's got skill boosts on, he's got a Special 3 boost on, he's got all the boosts. But the whole strategy here is to bait heavies and push Knull to his Special 2. We do not want this guy throwing Special 1s, just because then you have to throw a special when that encroaching corruption ends up. Otherwise you're gonna go reverse controls, and while you can play with the reverse controls, I mean, generally speaking, it's not ideal. So try to prevent that. And so it's basically full combo while under a bar. If he's gonna be pushed over a bar, cut it short, or throw the Special 1 to push him over to 2 bars. And then, you know, don't get too fancy with trying to fully dex. It's not necessary. I don't know if he tried to get out of that Special 2 or whatever, or just dropped his block or whatnot, but just block the Special 2, especially if you have those degens on. It reduces the damage, the attack rating from the defender special attack, so it's really not going to do a lot of damage. This is also being taken down noted with hazard shift up, so Kingpin is getting a lot of those debuffs converted, going into overdrive or overpower, and yeah, gets the boss solo. Great job, Boom. That's his first boss assignment, and he did a great job. So again, we had 1 death, they had 2. It's great, right? Well, not so great. So our battle group, other battle groups 1 and 3 didn't do so great. We had some slip ups, and we lost 13-4. They did a great job. So congrats to Legion. They got the revenge on us. We couldn't repeat what we did last season. As far as my stats, 5 fights, 5 kills, no deaths. Obviously same season stats because this is war number 1. And there's no rankings yet. We're 0-1. We're probably somewhere Platinum 1 for being in Tier 1. But yeah, not a great start for us. Definitely have some learnings to do. I don't know if it's just the off-season rust. People weren't fully prepared and whatever to do their assignments, but yeah, we're gonna clean it up and get rolling into War 2 and hopefully do significantly better than we did today, because I think the death counts will be significantly lower this season I don't think the Miss-Tic Dispersion tactic is all that difficult compared to Unstoppable Armor. And then here are the items that I used: a 6-hour 20% boost, a couple attack and health boosts. I used one of each of the gray boosts. Really didn't need the power start one, but I just threw it on because I'm probably not going to use it. 2 potions, and yeah, hopefully I can play pretty clean and keep a lot of the item use down, because we don't have those compensation packages rolling in, even though the game is still broken. Generally, I don't notice it in war because I always reset and I practice and just overly cautious in war, but I see stuff that when I'm in arena, game freezes, the game crashes. I don't know, it seems like the memory leak bug or the memory leak issue is still has been put back in somehow, because my game crashes like every hour after playing a long time in arena or questing or battlegrounds or whatever. So here is my little graphic for my attacker and defender collage. Pretty small, it's gonna grow. 3 fights for Thing, 1 for Warlock, 1 for Mags, and then Doom, Apoc, Longshot, Jabari, and Thing. And all soloed, all pretty clean. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.